Just playing with them.
Well, I don't.
Teasing them.
We can't pause it. After
I know what you mean. Good news, Manco Polo Balboa, you just won a copy of the game there for the PlayStation 3 and that PlayStation Vita. Colin, do me a favor. Back on out. You were talking about the business card customization feature.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things. Like, as soon as I figured out what it was, I went and played through the Cole story so I could get my Zeke icons.
Oh, awesome.
I got my Zeke stuff all set to go. So you want to talk a little bit more about what we have here?
Yeah, I call them, I mean, it's your profile. I call them business cards because you assemble them in very similarly. You have backings that you unlock in your progression for doing various things. And you can adorn that backing with various icons, and we have these titles that you can also assign to them that are completely random and crazy. It's just a different way for players to personalize their experience in the game, and it's very outward facing. So when you're playing against other people online, you say, hey, this is who I am.
What I've done and who I've unlocked and what I've done through.
Exactly.
Omar, do me a favor. Be quiet. Because asks, hey, Colin. Yes. What's the difficulty level like for this game? Is there a learning curve, or can anyone pick it up and figure it out?
In single player, I think I've been playing on I think it's legendary, which is I don't think it's the automatic setting, but it's normal. It's like in between easy and hard. And I think that once you learn how to play the game, it's not super difficult. I think it's pretty accessible. I think it's good to practice. I think the real challenge, like in any fighting game, is going to be with other people.
Yeah.
Because like you'd see, I was like wrecking shop with Ratchet, who I'm not even really super comfortable using.
Yeah.
Doing really well there. But if I brought Ratchet into a battle with you and Goldfarb and Destin, people who have played the game a lot, we threw Omar in there, we threw people that really knew the game, I think the outcome would be very different. You saw that there. And, Omar with Drake obviously took us out, and I was using Spike, who's the character I'm most comfortable with. So I think it's very similar to any fighting game in that sense.
Okay.
I'm going to pick, of course, Nathan Hale.
Of course, yeah, on the carrot background.
Huh.
Finally assembling your profile here. Ready to go. Now, do you use mascots, Colin? Do you ever use any of the little guys who pop up here?
The minions?
Yeah.
No, not in this build. I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are all, I guess, locked until...
This is some of the stuff. Yeah, this is some of the stuff you're talking about.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is that you point out how to do it.
Yeah. So a lot of these are locked up. A lot of these are based on playing in the tournament, which I guess you guys can't do yet, but come November 20th. You'll be able to go in and access these, and there's a lot of prerequisites, as you mentioned, and they're all laid out there, and you can add just that additional level of personalization.
I remember, coming down to see you guys. You were there, Seth was there. We were looking at these. Some of these are absolutely ridiculous. Some of these are just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, really creative minds went into generating this list.
That's what's interesting. I like about it. When we got the game and we started fooling around with it last week, the final versions of it, and you're popping in, you're playing around. Everything, it seems like, it feels like everything's unlocked from the beginning, because all your characters are there. You have the characters, you have the levels. Go have fun with it.
Yep.
And you're like, well, what am I earning towards? And then you start getting into this minutia, right? Of like how you guys are trying to build this online world where people can jump in, jump out, and do all this other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We knew we wanted.
Look at Zeke. One over. Go to Zeke. Yeah, Zeke! All right. Zeke Dunbar, creator of the Dunbar beam.
Fantastic. Yeah, we wanted the characters and the levels unlocked because, we just wanted that access for players. If I really, really like Loco Roco, do I want to trudge through all this other stuff just to get my Loco Roco level? So we keep all the characters and levels unlocked by default. But yeah, there is a lot of other content that you will go in there and ultimately uncover. Yeah, so it adds an additional level.
And here you have different costumes and stuff as well.
That's right. So through progression, you unlock a different costume. And Toro's an interesting case because obviously he's got the stance changes, and for each one of the stances, he turns into a different costume. So even his alternate costumes have alternate costumes to them. It's really interesting.
We've been talking a lot about characters here. @ZeroFaces tweets at IGN, #PSAllstars, just like you can. And he says, will there be more characters added in the future? If so, any hints?
We're definitely interested in adding characters via DLC. Regarding hints,
let's just say they've been on PlayStation consoles before.
They may or may not have appeared in a video game prior to PlayStation All-Stars.
Okay.
So what would you like to do now, Greg?
I'd like to see you go one-on-one with Omar here.
Okay.